All right, Shalom. Shalom, giving all praises, all glory, all honors unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. This will be an update on the Motb. More and more countries around the world are adopting the system that would basically be used to track your whereabouts and the going forths of the different citizens throughout their respective countries. All right. Once the infrastructure is set up and these different pilot programs are in place and everything is established, then Esau can pretty much be prepared to fully implement the Motb. But first, things have to be set up. All right, things have to be built. Systems have to be tested. Okay. So this is from biometricupdate.com, and this is a good website. I recommend everybody to go to this website. Brothers use this website to basically get an idea of how things are being implemented, because the CHIP, all right, which is the MARK, right, pursuing the prophecies in Revelation, the 13th chapter, all right. The main prophecy is in 13 and 16, but of course, if you take it, you have the judgment in Revelation, the 14th chapter, but it's getting close to that time, okay? So let me start off here, all right? I don't want to keep rambling. So this is Kuwait to collect biometric data of everyone entering the country. The government aims to collect all residents' data in a year. Okay, this is from May 30th, 2023. And it says Kuwait intends to set up a biometric fingerprint database for everyone who lives in the country over the age of 18, including both citizens and residents. The director of the General Department of Criminal Evidence, Major General Aid al-Awahan, told the Times Kuwait they aim to finalize the project within a year. So things are moving quick, all right? Things are moving quick. These different countries that are allied to Esau. If you remember the Gulf War, you had Belarus, Bahrain, Kuwait, all these different countries, Iraq. All of these countries were some way, shape, or form involved in the 90s Gulf War. And now we're seeing them adopt these systems that are pretty much the brainchild of the West, of the Edomites, okay? So they're definitely going to be attached to this coming system, which will be attached to human beings under this biometric system. And they want to do this within a year, okay? It says residents will be able to make an appointment to have their biometric data collected via a platform dubbed Motb on the Ministry of Interior's website. Now, I don't believe this is the same Motb headed by Mark Z, formerly of Facebook, but now of Motb. I don't believe this is the same Motb, but you can see how they're pushing this word Motb and biometrics in different ways and various methods all across the world, man. Okay, we're coming to that time. I'm going to jump. It says to collect this data, all right? I'm going to jump around a little bit. And this is, it says the news comes as Kuwait is moving forward with a project to collect the biometric data of all people entering the country, regardless of whether or not they are residents. To collect this data, the Ministry of Interior has installed 49 devices at land, sea, and airports across the country, in addition to building 2 dedicated 24-hour centers in al-Hayman and Jara, as per Kuwaiti publication, the Al Ara'i Daily, translated by Arab Times. The devices will collect biometric data, including face, eye, and fingerprint scans, which will then be sent to the Criminal Evidence Department. So, this thing is pretty much about to be spearheaded this soon. I can see it starting this summer, and then over the next year, they do the best they can to collect as much data as possible from these different people that are in Kuwait. All right. Now let's move on to the next article. Here. Now this is in Nigeria. Now this is an update from what happened earlier this year with the different runs on the bank, the riots and the protests that happened with Nigerians in West Africa. Well, these are Israelites here. Okay. Kuwait, that's among the Arabs. The people of Ishmael over there. Now we're dealing with Israel and the tribes over there in West Africa, here in Nigeria. Okay, which pretty much everything was stopped. They can only get a certain amount of naira out. So now this is an update on that. This is from May 29th. It says Nigeria reaches 100 million digital IDs issuance milestone, eyes World Bank target. So now that they're tying in your digital ID to banks, but not just any bank, the World Bank. Okay, so let's get into it. It says Nigeria's digital economy minister Ali Isa Ibrahim Pantami is being praised for spearheading efforts which led Nigeria to issuing 61 million digital IDs. Known as National Identification Numbers, NINs, which once again, this will be tied into the actual device inside your body, which is the Motb. Okay? Remember, starting with the apostles and elders, great millstone, all right, we've been warning the world, okay, in an occaming sense, for years, especially amongst our people. Now, in a cosmos sense, among the Israelites, Hebrew Israelites, we are the main ones that push this technology and this developing system as being a part of the fulfillment of Revelation 13, verse 16 on down, Bible prophecy. And now we're seeing it manifest itself before your eyes in different countries around the world. The Middle East, and now we're here in Africa. It says now within just a period of 3 years, taking the overall number of issuance to over 100 million. Okay? Pantami says he took over as digital economy minister in 2019 when only 39 million NINs had been issued. I believe I did a video dealing with this topic before. Within the last 3 years, maybe 2020, 2021. But now we're seeing how things are moving, man, because they do want to go digital in West Africa. It says Pantami says he took over as digital economy minister in 2019 when only 39 million NINs had been issued within a period of 13 years from 2007 to then. So they've been pushing this thing since the apostles have been on YouTube. The elders and bishops of Great Millstones, they've been on YouTube. So this has been a growing thing in West Africa amongst our people, Israelites. So it makes sense for us to take this prophecy, understand it. It makes sense for us to push this because we still have a lot of people in West Africa that are Israelites that need to hear, not to tie themselves into the system as far as getting the actual device inside your body, because this is just the beginning stages. This is just another step towards that mark, okay? It says, However, when he came on board, he worked to empower the National Identity Management Commission, which ensured the numbers climbed to over 100 million, reports The Guardian. And this is all dealing with the digital economy. So now it says, with 100 million NINs now issued and counting, it remains to be seen if the country will meet the World Bank's recommendation of enrolling 148 million people for digital ID by June 2024. Although Pantami said in June last year, June, matter of fact, tomorrow, it's going to be June. It's June. Okay? It says, at ID for Africa 2022, that the country was well on course for the target. So these countries are definitely moving forward with this system that Esau wants, because he sees, and you Jakes, especially in West Africa and other countries, you're being lined up, man. Okay, you're leading your people to the slaughter, whether you know it or not. Okay. Hey, see, this is why it's important, because if IUIC and these other groups, especially IUIC, if they was pushing the MOTB as GMS pushes it, and they teach and they taught the same thing we taught, when they went over there to West Africa, to Ghana, and these different countries, they would have known to tie in this emerging ID for Africa project. They would have known to tie that into Bible prophecy. They would have known to warn our people in these places in West Africa, Nigeria, Ghana. They would have known to warn our people in those countries, but because they want to stick to their own rhetoric and their own way, starting with Bishop Nathaniel, now you have a lot of Israelites in West Africa that are going to get these numbers and these IDs, and then when the actual prophecy fulfills itself mandatorily, and they have to get the device inside of them, they won't know. Like Apostle Hart said, it is a dangerous thing to play games with the Most High at this point, man. Okay? Now I'm gonna jump down and read some more. It says, recently, the federal government told commercial banks to soon begin issuing bank cards with NINs, which should also serve as national ID. So then, see, now we here in America, we have your driver's license, you have your bank card, whether it's debit or credit. Okay, you have your if you go to school, you might have a college ID, student ID, right? I know, like, if you get insurance, they issue you a medical insurance card in the mail, so you can have your HMO or whatever, type of insurance, that card in your wallet or your purse. But they're tying all these different identifications together. You might have a badge for your job. You got to badge into the office. But they're tying all these things together, man. Okay? So imagine what's going to happen when, and best believe, they're able to put all this information, all this data on one small device that can go inside your body. Okay? Meanwhile, you got these other groups like One Body, okay, saying that they don't have Esau don't have the technology to put all that information on a tiny computer chip, man. Man, they been doing that, dude. Come on, man. You other Israelite groups got to get it together, man. Because that's what you said. Esau don't have the capability. Yes, he does. And they're going to be putting all this on that small device, and they're going to mandatorily eventually make you get it in your... Now you see what's going on with Elon Musk now, and Neuralink is now FDA approved and cleared for human testing and trials, and they're hoping to get that up and running within a year here in the States. Okay, so we're seeing that that prophecy in Revelation 13. We're seeing the truth that Great Millstone has. We're seeing it manifest. And you other Israelite groups, and this is why the Spirit of the Lord, He's mingled that perverse spirit amongst you different groups like IOIC, ISUPK. And it's gonna come to you other false prophet-led Israelite groups as well. They're gonna be fighting each other. You're gonna be scrambling. Meanwhile, all we're doing here at GMS is just teaching the word, man. All right? When we get on you groups, it's to correct you via the scriptures. Okay? Not calling outside your name. All right? We're being a more wise great millstone, starting with the apostles. Okay? And the understanding that we're giving you was that these prophecies, specifically this prophecy of the Motb, is coming to pass as a digital device. You don't see Esau pushing these different countries to adopt John 3:16 and sent. No, they're adopting this new global economic digital system. Got to pay attention, man. All right, this is what's going on around the world, man. And now this is Nigeria amongst our people. Okay? I got one more I got here. Now this is in Papua New Guinea. Okay? It says they could be heading for a countrywide digital identity system by 2025. Okay? So these countries are adopting these digital ID systems for these countries, whether it's the Middle East, whether it's Africa. Okay? This is what's going on. All right? They're going to test the brain implant device, the BCI, the brain, all right, the BCI Neuralink. They're going to test that on humans now. So we're seeing it come to pass clearly. All right. It says Papua New Guinea could be heading for a countrywide digital identity system by 2025, according to statements from two of its politicians. And it could be a lot sooner than that. It says, according to a report by the Papuan publication, The National, the country's security minister, Peter Simalili Jr., has claimed that by 2025, all its citizens could be electronically registered. So that's Papua New Guinea's doing this. Nigeria's doing this. And Kuwait. I'm not making this up. You see the titles, you see the headlines, you Google it, you look it up yourself. Okay? Like Apostle Hart said, window shop is good, right? Because you're going to get fed here at GMS. We're not going to just tell you BS. All right? Yeah, you keep the law, but you also, as men of the Lord, and y'all claim the prophets are back. Well, then as prophets, the prophets are supposed to watch for these things, man. Okay? And this is in the Pacific. It says, during a radio interview by Pacific News Service, the leader pointed to how the common role itself has a lot of issues and how the country needs to make a substantial improvement in its election processes. Logistics during the election period is an issue as well, he explained. The nightmare of counting is where a lot of discrepancies take place. And they're trying these things overseas, but we so-called here in the States and America have the same issues with voting. So don't be surprised if you start seeing articles and reports of the government trying to issue the same type of system here once it gets rolled out overseas. Now it says the leader pointed towards how India, with its voting population of over 800 million, is able to vote and get the result out in a day. India passed a bill last year to link its digital identity program, Aadhaar, with the voter ID. So now you can, if you can be a voter, and that can be tied to your national ID, along with your bank, along with your other records, man. Okay? Whether it's your smartphone, a card, or now, as they're doing now, you can put your license and your smartphone, digital ID, and your smartphone. Okay? They're doing it in Australia. So if you're talking about the Middle East, Africa, and the Pacific, India, that's Asia. Papua New Guinea, that's the islands. The islands of the Gentiles. Along, you got Moab, Japhet, Ammon scattered all throughout the Pacific Islands. So this isn't part of Bible prophecy. This is a global event that's happening. You got to think, man. So now it says the plan has, however, attracted criticism from some quarters regarding issues such as data privacy. Hey, well, they just going to make it mandatory eventually anyway. Okay? They'll work out the kinks as they go along. Yeah, so let me see here. It says, so it says we want people to choose their leaders, so we need to tidy up the election system, said Motb. There are questions on how we can get this done when we haven't completed the National Identification Program. And when you see programs spelled like that, it's based off of British English. So this is definitely dealing with those countries in the Pacific. We can't trust the electoral roll. He said everyone has their own interests. I cannot pass on the same election voting issue. So they're using this voting issue in their country and their region to push this system. So that's their excuse. So we'll see what the excuse is going to be in Babylon the Great, a.k.a. America. It says, I cannot pass on the same election voting issues to the next prime minister. And so we are looking at electronic voting and electronic counting using electronic IDs. There you go. And eventually they're going to put that electronic ID inside your body. And they're testing it in your brain now. But next, they're going to put it in your, including, they're going to also put it, they're going to put it in your hand. It says elections in the island nation have frequently attracted serious accusations of manipulation, with research by the Australian National University alleging its 2017 elections involved money politics. And they said the same thing over here with Trump and what happened. So this is what they're pushing all around the world, man. Okay? Let me get a scripture. So a scripture that came to mind is which we know this here in Revelation 13, but I want to get Revelation 14. Okay? And I'll get straight to the point. It says, and the smoke of their torment ascendeth up, and this is Revelation 14:11. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast in his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. So if you take it, what's going to happen? You're going to get the judgment. You're going to get the torments from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? That's what's going to happen. All right? But let's go to the 13th chapter, because there's a system that they're setting up. Revelation 13 and 15, and he had power to give life unto the image, the new system, right, of the beast, that the image should both speak and call that as many as would not worship, and not participate, not take heed to the government mandates and ordinances. It says, if not, then you should be killed. And then you can read the rest of this. But you should all know it. So this is the next major prophecy to come to pass. and we're seeing it form itself all around the world. Okay? Because 3 years ago, when the major crisis happened, that got the globe's attention. Okay? That got the Okamini, right? The Okamini of the earth and the people in it, the cosmos of Esau's system, which includes the Okamini, everything, the earth, the globe, everybody, pretty much, right? That got everybody's attention, and everybody in Esau's system and this world system today, all right, and these, especially in these major developed countries, all right, it pushed them to want to achieve this, whether it was through the medical crisis that happened, but also through the economic woes and the protested things that have been happening within the last 3 to 5 years. Okay? So matter of fact, since I'm in Revelation, let's go to this. Because this is what's going to happen soon. Revelation, the 3rd chapter and the 10th verse. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, and this is Yahweh Shai speaking to the elect. We have to keep the word of his patience. The word is the understanding of the scriptures, being an Israelite, knowing who Yahweh Shai is, all right? Keeping what we have been given as a guide for us and confidence for us. We have to keep that, right? Why? It says, because I will keep thee from the hour of temptation. Because the whole globe, the world is going to be tempted with having to attach themselves biometrically to this emerging new image, this system in the world, this new normal, as they were calling it, right? It says, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. All right. Now I mentioned Orchomini, and when you read the word world there, it says Orchomini in the Greek, which means what? The inhabited earth. The Roman Empire. Well, whose empire is it? Esau. We're still in the Roman Empire. So this world of the Roman Empire is everybody's going to get tempted with that device. Okay? So yeah, man, you have all the different regions. You have the Middle East, dealing with Kuwait here, the Middle East. They want to collect biometric data of their citizens. All right. Here in Africa and Nigeria, they're issuing out digital IDs for their system, tying it into the World Bank. And also here in Papua New Guinea in the Pacific, they want a digital ID system, right, within the next 2 years. So, things are getting close, man. We just have to continue to watch, do these videos, pray for the elect, and pray that Yahweh Shai has mercy on us. So with that, I'm going to say shalom.